Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today for our Saturday morning Zoom chat. And this one is about what to do when you can't find a Facebook group to advertise your tutoring services. So I'm really excited about this one because hopefully you've all joined the Prep Academy, which is a free Facebook advertising course. And if you haven't joined it, it's on the Tutor Hustle for Teachers website. It's like pinned to the features of the group, and I'll also send this out in an email. I'll send the link out in an email after I post this to YouTube. So, the Prep Academy is a free course, and it basically teaches you the framework that I use to advertise my tutoring services on Facebook. And I've been pretty successful with it because I'm fully booked right now, and I have been pretty much fully booked since I first started posting my services to Facebook. So it does work. It's worked for other people as well. It's worked for other students that I've taught, and it's a pretty easy framework to follow and help you understand how free Facebook advertising works. So definitely download the Prep Academy, the free course. And I also have another course that is not free, but it's very inexpensive, and it's called the Connection Creator, and that goes really in depth into teaching you how to advertise your tutoring services on Facebook. So I may reference that course in this video as well. But I have put together some FAQs, some frequently asked questions. So because over 100 people have downloaded the Prep Academy, I get a lot of questions about like follow-up questions after they take the course. So I've made a list of one, two, three, four questions that I probably get asked the most. And I'm going to just go over those four questions really quick. And then if we have time, I can take maybe one or two more questions. But I'm squeezing this in between students, so I got to be a little quick. Sorry about that. But I'm going to try to cover as much as I can. So the first question I get pretty often about Facebook groups is people say to me, "Well, I'm not a parent or I don't have little kids, so I can't join the parenting groups and, so they don't work for me." But you know what? Let's stop and think about that for a minute. So, it is true that parenting groups are really really effective, especially if you're teaching younger students, and that's what I teach. I teach kindergarten to grade 3. And yes, I do get most of my students from parenting groups. I'm not going to lie, it's very true. And yes, I am a parent, so it's easy for me to join those local parenting groups. But um if you're not a parent and you're having some trouble with how to join those groups, let's think about this. What if you were to really if you've really niched down the service that you offer, and you've really made it something unique, something that stands out from what other tutors are offering, and you're providing something that like really speaks to what your dream students and your dream families are looking for in a tutor, then when you go to join those groups and you're filling out the questions and asks you, you can honestly say, "I'm not a parent, but I'm an educator. I'm a local educator that works in the area, and I want to find out more about what students and parents need, what sorts of activities there are out there for students and parents, so that I can share that with my families." And then, maybe you'll be accepted into the group, maybe you won't. It's entirely up to the admin of the group. But if you're coming to the group with something to offer, even though you're not a parent, and you're coming to sincerely be part of the community, then you'll have a much better chance of being accepted into the group than just saying, "I'm here to advertise my tutoring services." Like, don't say that because that's gonna be right away, "No, no, 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 no." People don't want their groups spammed with ads, okay? Admins do not want that. So, make sure you have something to offer the group, even if you're not a parent. Maybe you'll be accepted, maybe you won't. If not, move on and try the next group, right? And then there's also tons of groups that don't even have questions that you can just join. So, look for those groups too, where you can just join and you don't have to answer any membership questions. So don't forget about those as well. And then once you're in the group, follow what this is what I say in Prep Academy, and I go into it a lot deeper into the Connection Creator course. Listen to what the people are saying there and what they want and what they're looking for in a tutor, and make sure before you respond to anything, before you post anything, make sure you've spent some time listening first to what people are saying, and what the trends are in the group, what people are looking for, what they want, what they're talking about, so that when you do post and when you do respond to questions, you can really address their specific needs. So you kind of already know what's going on, what they're looking for, what they want. So that's how I would approach it if I was not a parent myself and I wanted to join one of the parenting groups. Make sure you're coming to it to listen, to really offer something, to really be part of the community. And I think that if you come at it from that approach, you may have more success joining those groups. And the other thing I wanted to say about that is if you've really niched down your service, um, think about joining groups that apply to what you specifically do. And I had a conversation with somebody, for example, who was an Orton Gillingham tutor. So she was working specifically with kids who have dyslexia. So think about looking for groups that are for parents of kids with dyslexia. And even though you're not a parent of a child with dyslexia, you have a lot to offer that group, right? You have a lot that you can share, a lot you can bring to the table. And then just going on that example as well, think about things that are maybe related to what you tutor. So there's a high correlation between dyslexia and ADHD. Look for parenting groups for students who have ADHD because again, you can bring a lot to the table in that group. You can share a lot of information. You can offer a lot of support to those parents. Just think about that. Like and that's why you have to niche down and you have to have something really special to offer through your service. If you're just a general tutor like, "Oh, I just help with homework," it's not gonna be you're not gonna have as much to bring to the table, but you're not. You're teachers, you have a lot to offer. So think about that. Think about the value that you can add and bring that to those parenting groups, and you may have a better chance of getting in and getting involved with those groups. That's my number one advice for that question. Okay, the next one I get quite often is I live in a very small community and there's not a lot of interest from my local groups, or there's just not enough people to advertise to. So that can be a problem. So then maybe you might want to think, especially if you're tutoring online, maybe you might want to think about expanding out of that local area. And and Facebook groups, so you can use the strategy I just mentioned where, you can find Facebook groups that are geared towards the exact type of student you want to tutor. Like if you tutor students with dyslexia, if you tutor students with executive functioning issues, if you tutor students that are preparing for a certain test, you can find Facebook groups that cater to those students, and they're not necessarily about local areas. They're more about specific needs of the student. The other thing is go on Instagram. Maybe Facebook is maybe you're not only going to get so far with Facebook if it's not working for you in your area and the local thing isn't working. Go on Instagram because you can reach a lot more people. It's going to take you longer than it will on Facebook, but you can do it. And I have an interview with Esme Lozano, who's the tutoring Instagram expert. And I'm going to publish that soon and get it up on not on Facebook, on YouTube. I'm going to get it up on YouTube so you can hear what Esme has to say about that because Instagram is a really untapped resource, I think, in terms of free advertising for us. So if you're trying to expand outside of your local area, um, Facebook will serve you when you do the local groups, but you can also maybe think about Instagram as well. And I'm just going to let in one more person to our meeting here. And we're going to say hello and hello to Nurturing Minds. Thank you very much for joining us and welcome.
Morning.
Good morning. We're just hello. We're just chatting about what to do when you can't find a Facebook group to join. So thank you very much for joining us. And and Cheryl mentioned in the chat TikTok will also work. Yeah, you're right, Cheryl, and it has the same type of effect as Instagram. So check out TikTok as well. Now, I only have a few more minutes, so I'm just going to try to get through these questions as quick as I can. Um here's another one. Okay, here's another one I get a lot. I want to use Facebook groups to find students in different time zones. Or along with that, I want to find homeschool students through Facebook groups because you want to tutor during the day. Okay, I get that. We all want to tutor during the day. That would be nice. I don't tutor primarily I don't tutor during the day. I mostly tutor after school because that's when my students are available. And you kind of get used to the schedule. So, and then it kind of works for you. But anyway, if you want to tutor during the day and you want to find people in different time zones, I'm going to tell you that I think Facebook groups are probably not your best strategy for that. I think you would be better off going on Outschool. I mean, that's the easiest place that you can find students from different time zones. Oh, Cheryl mentioned I tutor some of my students before school. Yeah, that's if you want to do the early bird tutoring, I've done that too. I've tutored students before, especially in the summer before summer camp, and I tutor them at early at like 7 a.m. I start. So if you want to do that, you can also catch students before school. Then you can use the Facebook groups. But if you're looking for students from, like Asia and different time zones, and that's who you want to tutor, I think you should really look at Outschool because I don't think Facebook groups are going to be your best friend here. So if that's what you're looking for is to reach students more on a global level, go on Outschool and start there because that's going to be the way. That's going to be the way to do it, and Outschool is not a fast process either, believe me. I haven't had any success with it because I don't have the patience for it, but it is a global community and it is a way you can reach students globally. And rather than trying to get into Facebook groups that are in like Denmark or England or something, if you're in the United States, you might have better luck on Outschool. That would be my advice there. And this, and when it comes to homeschool students, oh my goodness, I have like 2 minutes left, but and I could talk about this for a long, long time. Uh, Homeschool students, you know, that this is like a whole separate, this is almost a whole separate Zoom chat I have to do about that. If you're trying to enter homeschool groups, and you're not a homeschool parent, then it kind of goes back to what I said about entering parent groups to begin with. Make sure you have some value to add. Make sure you've done your research about homeschooling. Find out why people homeschool. Follow homeschoolers on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook. Follow them on social media. Like, make sure you know about homeschooling because it's a whole different form of education. People do it for different reasons. And make sure that you have researched it and you have some understanding of it. You have some curiosity about it. And you're coming to those groups from a place of wanting to learn more, having done your research, and really wanting to serve the homeschool families in the most sincere way, not just because you want to tutor during the day. So make sure you're offering a lot of value to those families when you come to those Facebook groups. And again, like I said with the parenting Facebook groups, if you're coming to offer value and sincerely be part of the community, you're going to have better luck getting involved in those groups and those communities than if you just want to advertise, right? So going on to Facebook groups is about so much more than advertising. And if you go into the Prep Academy course, you'll learn a little bit more about that. And if you want to go really deep into this and really find ways to, advertise on Facebook for free and have some longevity with that and always have ways of finding students for free in Facebook groups, then I highly suggest entering the Connection Creator course. It's not free, I know, but it's $75 Canadian, so it's not expensive. And that's going to give you all the tools you need to always advertise on Facebook for free all the time. Okay, I have to go and there's one more person entering, so I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to say hello and goodbye. And um and it's Annette. We'll say hi. Hi Annette.
Hello.
Hi, thanks for joining us. We're almost finished. I have another student coming in pretty soon, so I have to keep it a little bit short. But thanks for joining us, everybody. And if you have a question about Facebook groups that I didn't answer, then please put it on. You can put it on the main feed of the Tutor Hustle for Teachers Facebook group. I can answer it there, and I'm going to post a replay of this in the Tutor Hustle for Teachers YouTube channel, so you can drop it into the comments on the YouTube channel, and I can answer it there as well. And thank you so much for joining me for this Saturday morning Zoom chat. It was really, really nice to see all of you. And I hope that you'll join me again next Saturday when we're going to be talking about what it's like to go from a full-time teacher to a full-time tutor. So that's going to be a really exciting one. And if you have any questions about that, please post them you can message me. You can message me on my Facebook profile. You can post them in the Tutor Hustle for Teachers main feed, and you can go ahead and ask them, and I will get to them during that Zoom chat next Saturday. Well,
Is
thank
the
you so
time
much.
slot 9 or 9:40?
It's 9:40. They start at 9:40 Eastern
Okay.
time. Yeah,
Okay.
so
Just want to
9:40
make sure.
Eastern time.
Thank
I'll
you.
see you next Saturday, okay? Thanks for joining me, everybody. Have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
weekend. Bye.